tribulations, my heart, my balls, my somebody stop living, somebody come and get me. Little did I know that the Lord was riding with me. The dark, the light, my heart, the fight, the wrong, the right is gone.
Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Samuel Legger here representing Team JVS. I'm back again for another movie review. This is newest Pixar film. It was slated initially to go into theatrical. Now it is going to be on Disney Plus on December, and I'm talking about Soul. Now, Soul, it has a very all-star cast, but I gotta note the writer and director of this, which is Pete Docter. He has written Up, Inside Out, Monsters Inc., Wall-E, and also I think that was pretty much it. But the stars in this is Jamie Foxx, Tina Fey, Graham Norton. You got Richard Ayoade. I never get his last name right. I apologize for that. Felicia Rashad, Questlove, Angela Bassett, and as well as Daveed Diggs, as well as a slew of others. Now, the thing about this film, when you first see the first trailers, you're like, oh, I know where this is going. Like, you see like this little elemental side of Jamie Foxx's character and like Joe, and you're like, oh, okay, you think you know where this is going. You do not. And I will effectively say this is one of the better, heartfelt, emotional, and yet at the same time very uplifting and engaging and funny Disney Pixar classics that I've seen them actually be able to do. So first off, from an animation standpoint, this is top-notch animation, because one of the things that they've done with like movies like Toy Story, showing like the realistic world and how real and visceral it could be. Inside Out, they also tamper with it very well. The difference in this one, this takes place most of the film in New York. And Joe is a person that is a teacher, and he goes and travels around New York. He also has a mother. He also has a love and a vigor for jazz and blues. And, you know, he is an African-American man. And he's going through the subway, he's going doing all these different kind of things. And the city itself feels alive. The mannerisms, the interactions. There's an interaction he has with the barber well, in the second act, that felt like a natural, progressed conversation. It was very well written, very dialogue heavy, but it wasn't too overbearing. It was very engaging, very fleshed out, very natural. And I think that's the thing that I have to commend, how well this adapts to looking like an actual real world, visually and from the way that the characters are maneuvering and written from a script standpoint. The music, the score is amazing. Score is top notch. Because one of the things about the score is that as engaging as the soundtrack is, with like different musical numbers from Jamie Foxx and all of the different kind of people, the thing about this, the effectiveness of the score works in tandem with the different instruments and the different loves and connections with the spark. That's all I can really say without spoiling anything, that Joe has a connection to directly. And music is music heavy, and it is so good, so elaborate, so well interwoven throughout the rest of this film that I honestly was like, it's weird, because it wasn't like this is like you got this one favorite song, you got this one favorite number like Randy Newman with most of his scores he has. It was just throughout the atmosphere of music, and the purpose behind it had this special place of effectiveness throughout the tempo of the film. And a part of that also goes with the connection of Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is an amazing musician. He is a great actor, Academy Award winning actor, and he also can sing very well and is an amazing comedian. But this one, like, this is one of the most interesting characters I've seen him kind of play, because there are moments where the character Joe feels not only like you're sympathetic for his circumstance, but you kind of like, he feels selfish, or he is unengaging, or he only cares about what he wants and needs, and you're battling with his comprehension and understanding throughout a good amount of the second and the third half of the movie. And the thing about, like I said, with the trailers made me assume where I knew where things were gonna go, but then I have completely changed that as I'm seeing it when you have like a character like 22 comes in, and this is played by Tina Fey, who I think she does an amazing job with the character. Like, she really embodies the character itself it was a hard character one to play for different reasons, and you'll find out why. But the effectiveness in the dialogue and the execution behind it, and even the essence of the actual character and what the character actually is such a rich character. It's so interwovenly beautiful. Like, it's one of the best written characters in a long time. And there's so many different reasons for that I cannot go into or explain just because I don't want to spoil, but it is worth it. When you really get to know who 22 really is one of the most engaging things ever. Now, Graham Norton plays an interesting character in Moonwind. I thought his character was hilarious. I think he played it amazingly, to be honest with you. Rachel House from, I think the last movie I saw her in was, Thor Ragnarok. She plays the role of Terry, because there's a whole bunch of Jerrys. There's a whole bunch of Jerrys in this certain place, that's all I'm going to say. But then there's Terry, and Terry is very off-kilter. She's very different. You got Alice Braga and Richard Oyed playing the role of other counselor Jerrys. I think they did pretty good. I think they did a pretty good job. But again, you got Felicia Rashad that's playing the mother to Jamie Foxx in Libya. And at first glance, you're kind of like, oh, it's a one-note character. There's nothing to it. But there are certain choices that they make in this film with dialogues and with circumstances and situations that it could really kind of come off as like, oh, they just wanted to make a dramatic situation to be a dramatic situation. But no, like, they've already set a good foundation of where things were really kind of going, that by the time you get there, the payoff is so effective. There's some heart-wrenching moments. But it's weird because it wasn't like, okay, I just feel bad for this. But like, I was like, there's an emotional resonance. I'm connecting with this. But at the same time, there's this distant, like, emotional disconnect that I'm feeling because of the current circumstance of a character or characters. And that goes throughout the remainder of the film. But it is done so well. This is easily one of Pixar's classics to me. I'm not just going to say best. I think classics. Like, I mean, from the cast alone and from the purpose behind the execution of all this, like, by the end of the movie, you're going to be just like holding on with pins and needles, and I think you're going to have an amazing time with it. This is something that you can easily watch with your family members and your kids, and I think that you will have some very engaging conversations after the fact. And it's not something like you just sad for the sake of it. It's some moments are a celebration of the purpose and the resonance and the possession of life right now. The only thing I can give this negative, I really do wish this movie could have came out in theaters, but right now we are within a pandemic and it is not safe by any means necessary, so I don't want you guys to put yourself in any kind of situation. So I am very glad that Disney made the decision to put this on Disney Plus. But please, if they make it an option, purchase this film. I really hope that they make this as a physical copy because I will buy it day one. This became an instant classic for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. 10 out of 10 for me. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Go check out Disney Pixar's Soul. Peace, guys.